I am here with, how do I pronounce your username? Number one, is there like a
You,
correct pronunciation?
I prefer used to be called
Rhino.
Rano,
Okay, okay,
whatever.
got you. Rhino or Rhino. It's spelled like XX Rano X, if I remember correctly. So Rhino stood out for me like way, way back when Suno first started. I found his music because of one of his like playlists got featured by the Suno developers, and it was this album that he made and I think published called it was called something God or something. I can't remember. What
God,
was
God complex, God
Yes, God
complex.
Complex. That's the one. And it was mostly instrumental, or maybe it was entirely instrumental. I can't remember, but
Yeah,
it was pretty
it's
killer.
completely.
Yeah, it was pretty
It,
great for especially at that time we were on what like Suno version 3 I think. And like even before that you had some good stuff on there. And I've made a fair amount of instrumental stuff, so it stood out for me. But yeah, so basically Rhino does a lot of different stuff. Like a lot of people might think, oh, he's just doing club or complextro, but like there's classical, there's complextro, there's like dubstep, there's shrans, there's like everything on there. So it's a lot of fun.
as well.
And yeah, so basically here, just to introduce you to what I do on these interviews, I kind of like really what I like is to basically put humans, faces to these characters we see online so that people can like just kind of like relate and put themselves like into the shoes and just learn about their favorite artists on here and also hopefully discover, new artists because that's like a big thing. And I really like your work. I think you've continued to do cool stuff and I'm excited to see what you do with 4.5. But basically, yeah, how did you, like, do you do music outside of Suno or is this like your first foray?
I tried making songs on FL Studio, but as I know, it didn't work out. Uh,
Yeah.
I used I used to be the best one in music classes at school,
Yeah, yeah.
and well, yeah, I just like the that way that Suno works, and I
Yeah.
can express myself, generate the stuff there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I love the way, like, aside, how do you get, one of the things I've noticed about you is you just have, like, it seems like a lot of genres that you are familiar with that are, like, totally new to me. Is it because,
Yeah.
like, is it just, like, popular stuff in Chile, or is it just, like, something like your experience? Like,
Now, I've been a lot into EDM recently. Like in the last 3 years, I've been a lot into that.
awesome.
Mostly into hardcore Thanosy, Japanese hardcore,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. And that opened the doors into subgenres like rhythm, trance,
Yeah, Rhythm I've seen you use a few
and
times, yeah. Is this recent? Like, how long ago did you get into like EDM stuff? Because you seem to know like a lot of subgenres. Was it like related to Suno, or it just happened to
mm,
line up before Suno? You happened to get into EDM stuff.
yeah,
Okay,
way back from
okay,
Suno.
okay, okay.
I used I used to listen to mostly Japanese hardcore, that stuff.
Awesome.
Like I have a playlist in Spotify with like over 2,000 songs
Okay. Wow.
with
Maybe you can
full
you can share that with me after the chat if you want. I'll put that up. I
yeah,
would love to put that up. Okay,
yeah,
awesome. Well, I'll have to check that out. So you're just like a big music like enjoyer, essentially, which
yeah.
is I think one of the main traits I see in people whose music I like on Suno or any of the platforms. The main thing being like obviously a good musician enjoys music usually, right? They have to find someone who inspires them. But now with something like Suno, like you were saying, like it just clicks for some people and you're able to express yourself. But more importantly, because the extra difficulty isn't there, like if you don't have the time or whatever it is to do, like learn an instrument for like 8 hours a day for a few years so that you could,
That's
get
her.
good enough to make. Also, like you need a band for a lot of the things that people try to do, and then they have to play things as well as you too. And so it's just like a whole thing now. Anyone
Yeah,
can make a song. So So having that experience, I think, like, and also like really loving the music, I've noticed with your stuff. I'm actually curious, like, if you notice this or like what your thoughts are on this. Like, you'll have times where like you're getting a lot of like feedback, basically. Like, you'll have a lot of likes and activity on your stuff, and then there's just like dead months where like it's almost like nobody's even listening. And like,
Yeah.
but you keep making music. That's the thing. Same thing with me because I just want to make it. But I'm curious to know like what your experience is with that part. I guess with the community and stuff.
I just enjoy making music. I don't really pay attention to the likes. Like I make specials when I hit, like now I'm gonna hit 5,000 likes,
Nice.
and I'm thinking about generating a song for celebrating that milestone. But I just like it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you what's it called? Do you publish stuff on like Spotify? I think I saw your no, no, okay. I thought I saw God
Uh,
Complex on there, but now I'm realizing no, I think it was just the playlist. So it's just local to Suno, or do you generate on any other platforms?
only Suno and other platforms don't really catch my attention, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean,
I
you're doing good on
I
Suno
po-
anyway.
yeah,
Honestly.
I sometimes upload on YouTube my stuff, and obviously accelerate that it's made with AI.
Do you
Yeah,
do you like make stuff like okay? So obviously you're not publishing stuff on Spotify or whatever. You might put some stuff on YouTube. Do you like make things for like your family, etc., or is it really just for yourself? Like, what's your like motivation, I guess,
it's
behind the?
just myself. I just like to generate music. No, there's no
That's
like
awesome.
a meta or something like that.
It's literally just like basically a hobby. Like you just like the music. Dude, that's
Yeah.
badass. I totally get, I mean, so I make stuff for similar, I mean, of course I like music, but I also have made stuff for my family and stuff like that before, which is
Yeah,
kind of how I
I've
got
seen that.
started. But like, I think like people who like purely love music, like that's the people who like I aspire to and just like look up to the best. So like, yeah, I don't know. I think those are the people that should be uplifted in the community because people who really love the music, it's not even about where it's coming from. Like when people have the conversation like, is AI okay? Is this whatever? People who love music, they just care about the music, like
Yeah,
myself
that's
included. So like, if
yeah,
it's better music, I don't care. I just want to hear it, you know. So
that's it.
well, that's awesome. Well, I figured from basically the amount of music you've created, you must have some good taste. But yeah, it's good to hear that it's not just I guess like chasing likes. Not that whatever people want to do, that's their own thing. But I do appreciate that kind of stuff. All right, I haven't done one of these interviews in so long, so I got to remember like the things that I ask. This one is: do you have any kind of prompting like methods or strategies that you use? Like, what's your kind
Now,
of method for coming up with a song?
normally I add complete straw at the end, and with that, it normally generates some bangers,
Okay,
as I
cool.
know.
So Complextro is just like what does it do? Like make it more complex or
No, complete straw, it's like an electronic kind of
okay,
vibe. I will send you one of those later, but
okay,
it adds like a flavor to the song,
okay.
and it makes it better, like in a more EDM way.
Okay. So basically, it puts it more. So your biggest tip would just be throwing Complextro on the end is a solid, just like quick way to get an improved
Yeah,
result. I'm the same with Indietronica. Indietronica,
yeah.
even for like classical stuff, it tends to just give me better results. Um,
And now recently with the B 4.5,
yeah.
I've been testing like start with Edge genre, then change, then build up into Edge, and it's really working for me.
Interesting. So
This
like in the lyrics box, you mean, or in the style box,
no
like describing it?
style, in
Ah,
style
okay.
mode.
So you're describing it and it's actually following the instructions.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. Right now I'm so used to prompting the way I do, I haven't even
Yeah.
bothered. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to play with that. I'm interested to see how that goes. Well, I have to check out your newer stuff. I'll look at the styles then, because that's definitely something I can learn from.
Yeah.
Do you use negatives at all, or are you not into negatives?
Sometimes when it just generates metal and I don't
Yeah.
want to like get metal
Right.
or violins,
Okay, so basically
I
you're just trying
use
to
that.
avoid a particular
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah,
Awesome. What else was there? So I think okay, now I'm curious. Oh, one of the ones I was always curious about, which I took from you ages ago, I always thought was furrycore. Where is that an
yeah,
actual genre, or is it?
yeah.
Okay, it's a real genre. Okay, okay. Because it's just the drums on it. It just brings in these like hard drums every time, not machine gun style, but like I don't know how to explain it, but it just brings a lot of percussion into songs that I love. I use it with Slacker or with rock, and it makes it just way more improved on that end. So
Let me find you one
yeah,
lyrical.
let's hear a furrycore song. Is it
That
like
one.
are they dressed up in fursuits or is it just called furrycore?
No, it's just for record. It's like a metal subgenre,
Interesting. That's so
like
random.
adapted into the furry style.
Okay.
Like a not very known guy I know
Yeah.
is Quick Brown Fox.
Okay.
He's a furry that uses that genre and makes stuff with that
Okay.
style.
Awesome. Um, wait, is it playing right now?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. I was making sure because I can't hear anything if you were playing it. You could always. Okay. Let me go down my. I've done that last interview I did was like 2 months ago.
Oh.
I mean that's basically it. I mean the only other things I would ask is like if you were like a new person coming into one of these like platforms and you were like just started getting into it, if you could like tell yourself something to improve, much more quickly, versus it took you, let's say it took you a year to get here, how could you get here much faster? Like what would you tell someone? The easiest stuff
Mm,
they could do to just get better in their prompting.
at least how I did it, it was experimenting mainly, like doing a lot of stuff, and like start with what did I start with? Electro swing.
Yeah,
Then I changed it to Eurobeat, then hardcore. Then I started gaining popularity
yeah.
and getting better gens. So there I with that I improved a lot my gens as I know.
Do you do a lot of extensions and covers, or do you try to one shot? Like, what's your method there?
Sometimes when I like a generation, I like to extend it, remaster it, and
Okay,
do a lot of stuff with it. But when I normally get some good gens by itself, and I just publish them,
okay.
make
If
the
it's good, it's good. You just go right to.
yeah, yeah,
I agree. Sometimes the first shot is just like unbeatable. It happens pretty often. It's
yeah.
something I've noticed is like one of my main goals is to try and get more perfect gens. Like because when it turns out perfect right at the start, it's sometimes the best ones that you can get. Um,
Yeah.
All right, well, awesome. That's basically it. I'll put if you can send me a link to like your favorite song by you, and then also, oh, actually, before we go, is there an artist, obviously excluding me and you, on Suno or any other music platform like in the AI space that you would recommend someone go listen to or check out?
Mm, like they left Suno because of the bad gens he got. It would be DKC. Let me
DKC.
find his name.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Just send
He's
me.
pretty like
Are they
he's
still available to listen to?
yeah,
Okay.
he's kind of popular, like 1K followers,
Okay.
but he left Suno because of mainly that
What?
the bad gens he was
Oh, he
getting.
was having
Like
trouble with what,
yeah,
3.5 or 4?
uh, like when they changed it 3.5,
Yeah.
he got really like mad and he decided just left.
Yeah.
And his goal was mainly to hit 1K followers. So
That was
that
that.
was, yeah,
Okay, well, send him. You can send him either way, and I'll post a link to his stuff in there, and then send me your favorite gen, and I'll post my favorite gen of yours in there as well. Anyway,
yeah,
that's Rhino. He's on Suno a lot. Tons and tons of stuff came out, and actually, the only person I think I maybe have collabed with one person since then, but actually, the only person I've done a collab song with. So that's kind of deep
oh,
lore. A lot of people might not have realized that. Yeah, you reached. I like just remembered this. You reached out to me like months ago, and we did
yeah,
like a sort of like a back and forth cover song. It was pretty fun. So yeah,
yeah,
I hope you guys enjoy his music. I can definitely vouch that it's some of the best music on Suno. It's in particular if you're into EDM, but he also has some cool stuff that has like heavy violin. Honestly, like I really wish. I hope a video game company one day like recognizes the stuff you have like in your collection, because I think a lot of it is really oriented around like JRPG like type
yeah.
sound that I think it would just. I mean, it's just a lot of it's just dope. I can see the game in my head like when I'm listening to it. So great work, man. And yeah, awesome
Thank you.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Bye.